guys ready? Okay. Well, good morning. I'm Andrew Sawyer with Raleigh-Durham International Airport, and we are ready to talk about some of this winter weather that we hear is coming this weekend. Raleigh-Durham International Airport is ready for this weekend's forecasted winter weather. We are committed to doing our best to connect our region with the people and places that matter most, even during this period of inclement weather. Here are some of the things that we are doing to prepare. As a National Weather Service storm-ready community, we have spent the past few days reviewing plans, rehearsing our plans, working with all of our airline business partners to make sure that the more than 5,000 employees and the many business partners here at the airport are ready for this upcoming winter weather storm. We've also been closely coordinating with the National Weather Service office in Raleigh on forecasts so that we are ready no matter if the storm fluctuates or not. Over the weekend, we're going to have nearly 100 Airport Authority employees. That is 1/3 of our workforce here on site to make sure that the airport is operational throughout the winter weather event. These soldiers, there's winter weather soldiers or warriors, are going to be here away from their families, working 12-hour shifts throughout the weekend to make sure that our airfield, our roadways, our parking lots, everything is clear and operational so that as flights are able to occur, they can. In addition, we are going to have 35 contract crews on site to assist, and we've got a fleet of more than 20 snow removal vehicles that are also on site with the ability to call in more if we need to. And this does not include the many airlines, concessions partners, rental car partners, and other support folks like TSA, U.S. Customs that are also going to have crews on site this weekend. Our snow warriors, as I said, are going to be out on the airfield once precipitation begins to make sure they clear our runways and taxiways. Our goal is to have at least one runway open and operating at all times so that airlines may operate flights as conditions permit. Now, up to 4 inches, we'll be doing clearing. After 4 inches of snow, we will transition to a stack and haul operation, especially around the terminals and on the ramps, where we will pile up the snow and then bring in dump trucks and bulldozers to carry that off site. So we are ready no matter what the amount of precipitation falls here at the airport. We also will have crews that will non-stop be around the campus, treating our roadways, clearing our parking lots, treating sidewalks, and making sure that all of our operations are open to the extent possible. Inside our terminals, our guest services team will be assisting passengers to work with those to find accommodations if they get here and their flight is disruptive. However, we do not anticipate sheltering anyone at the airport during this time, and the airport is not a shelter. For those that have flights booked this weekend or who are expecting loved ones to arrive, the number one thing we can say is to check with your airline on flight status before you come to the airport. You can also check flight status at RDU.com. The airlines, not the airport, are responsible for making flight decisions. The majority of our airline partners have issued travel waivers for this weekend. So if you have flexibility in your travel plans, take advantage of that opportunity. Go to your airline's website. We also have that on RDU.com, which airlines are offering waivers. It's a great way to reaccommodate your flight at no charge and not even have to worry about travel during the winter weather period. If your flight is scheduled, we strongly encourage you to leave plenty of extra time before your flight to come to the airport. Plan to start your trip here at RDU once you arrive. Arrive early, take advantage of our shops, of our restaurants, relax before your flight so that you're not cutting it close. That's the number one thing if you do have a scheduled flight, to make sure that you are not cutting it close and you give yourself plenty of time. Our Central and Premier parking lots offer covered parking, so that's another way to help ease that stress of that trip, to park under cover in Central and Premier lots. All of our parking lots will be open throughout the weekend. Keep in mind though that our park economy shuttle buses will be operating at reduced speeds to accommodate road conditions and weather conditions. You can learn about airport status at RDU.com. We've set up an exclusive page, RDU.com/weather, and that's going to be the key place to go for airport operations and updates throughout the weekend. We will post information as soon as we get it throughout the entire weekend period to RDU.com/weather. We're also going to be tweeting at RDU Airport on Twitter. That will be our primary social media channel throughout the weekend. We're going to amp up our monitoring of social media this weekend as well to try to assist customers as we can. Let me give you a few other notes about the storm before I take questions. Saturday is our lowest flight day of the week. We have right now 110 scheduled flights for tomorrow, on 220 when you look at arrivals and departures. On Sunday, we have 140 scheduled departures, and then for comparison, we get about 180 on average during the business week. So timing of this is good that it's hitting on our lowest flight operation day. At this point, we anticipate changes to the airline schedules. We anticipate changes. We have not heard any major changes at this point. We do expect that to change as the evening comes in and as we approach tomorrow morning. Again, we will post those updates at RDU.com/weather as soon as we receive them. That is going to be the best source for airport status updates throughout the weekend. We often, just clear something up, we often hear comments and we receive lots of questions about the airport closing during winter weather. RDU does not close. Our job and our mission and what our crews are going to be doing with these vehicles behind us is a heroic job of keeping our airfield and our roadways and our parking lots and all of those infrastructure pieces open and operating so that when it is safe, when airlines decide to fly, and when conditions permit, that flight operations can happen. But the airport will not close. The bottom line is that RDU is on duty and we are ready for this winter storm. And with that, I will take any questions that you guys might have.
Those waivers you mentioned, will those be on that special site?
They are. There is a link to every airline's travel alert page there. We've also made notes on that page in the text as status updates when we are alerted of a new one coming in. But at this point, I think 7 of our 9 airline partners have issued those waivers, and we'll post. And I expect the remainder will also. We'll post those when we receive them. Okay, next question.
Passengers that are scheduled, have flights scheduled.
Yes.
And it's canceled while they're here at the
right.
airport. What do you do with those passengers?
We will work with them to find accommodations or to help them return home. But we don't anticipate needing to shelter. We have good resources with our guest services team. Now, I will say that we are prepared to shelter if we have to, but that is the last choice for anyone. But we have supplies on hand. We can make that happen if we have to. But our team works diligently and works very hard to get passengers that arrive here and maybe have a canceled flight after they get here. That does happen sometimes. We want to get them back home or back to the hotel that they came from if they were flying out from a trip. Our last choice is for anyone to have to spend the night in the airport. But if that should happen, we have resources available to make that happen. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, well, thank you guys for coming out. After we're done here, I want to just talk to you guys about some logistics for tomorrow, okay? All right, thank you.